Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Technic Trials with your host, Nighthawk. You can see we're down here at our bog earth generator, and made a few changes, and I've got this mostly working. I'm doing a little bit more cleanup and upgrade work before it will be complete. But for now, what I did was the advanced insertion pipe or advanced wooden pipes would not leave the water bucket in the this slot right here. So what I did was I set up a pair of provider and supplier pipe combos. So we have a provider pipe and a supplier pipe, and it requests to keep 2 buckets at a time, and this one sends the empty buckets back over to the condenser to make more full buckets. Not the prettiest machine, but it works. And then over here, I replaced the wooden engine or the redstone engine and wooden transport pipe with a crafting pipe that just says, "Hey, I know how to make bog earth," and a supplier pipe that tries to keep 9 stacks of bog earth in this chest. So as long as it's able to make the bog earth, it will just keep loading it in the chest. And what I'm doing now is just getting ready to move the supply chests again. And there we go, that'll do. And what I'm going to do is take these. I'm going to put not the request one. I should have one more supplier pipe, I thought. One more. Yeah, I should. Oh, I know what I did. Never mind. I just need to get one more supplier pipe. Come over here. Request from crafting. One more of these. And what I'm going to do is set it up so that it requests, or that it tries to keep a certain amount of material. So you've got provider and supplier. The sand and earth that it's going to try and keep loaded into this chest. So we're going to put the supplier pipe here, put our provider pipe there, put these 2 chests in, and load that one with sand, and this one with earth. Put the EMC back into them. And then I'm just going to grab a stack from each of these, because that's probably a good number to keep. Yes, partials are okay, and now we should see it start streaming sand and earth. And it may not, I don't know if it will do both of them simultaneously. Once it starts, it doesn't really matter though. Simply because it will, it's going to try and basically keep them both loaded. And this should, over a fairly quick period of time, load up enough material that actually I bet I could make it do things faster if I wasn't. But yeah, you see there, it's going to send 8 sand, and then it's going to send 8 earth. At least I think that's what it's doing. I don't know. It's doing something anyway. Anyway, it's going to keep loading up the sand and earth, and the water buckets are going to keep swapping with each other. And all we need to do then is just keep enough dirt in here, or enough EMC. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do that. Put that there. Put that there. We just have to keep enough EMC in these chests to keep them full. And enough EMC in this chest over here to make sure that it has plenty of water buckets available. And this 769 EMC for a full bucket, and I believe it is 768 for an empty one. So it really is, it'll take forever to actually run out of EMC here. You can see it's got 700 buckets worth of water just in stock there. And this is going to, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to fill the first row with bog earth. And then it will, as we use the bog earth in the peat bogs, it will just slowly replenish that for us. So now we've got, it's almost done filling it up for the initial supply. And then this should just sit here and idle. And overall, I think I kind of like the look of that machine. It's kind of a cool combination of science-y type buildcraft type things and the equivalent exchange things. And it just kind of has a really cool look to it. So almost full of our initial supply. And I don't know if the initial supply is actually evenly dividable by, if it'll actually be even amount. So the last request may overfill it. And as fast as this is going, we'll just kind of watch it here for a moment and see what it does. Because I'm kind of curious to see what will happen if it doesn't match up exactly. Although in this case I think it does. Let's do that and see what happens. Interesting. It just kind of fell on the ground. That's less than desirable. Let's see here. How can we get around that? I guess what we could do is we could move this chest to here. Then put this pipe here and this one here. Those should connect. Neither of those is a supplier. So let's see. Let's grab one of these full stacks, and we'll go like so. And stick those back in and see if it's going to request it and what happens. I think I may have actually put it in there too soon. Let's do that and see what we get. Now, almost full. And I think it still dumped it in. I think it still is dumping it on the ground. We don't want that. Let's see, how can we fix this little issue? We need one of these. And what we can do, I don't know what is its deal here? Let's take this out again. And let's go ahead and move this back where it was. And let's see here, ender chest. Get all this stuff here. Put this there. Excuse me, kind of got a frog in my throat or something. And like so. And we are going to make this a default route. Fill this up. take off 5 so that it has to request some. And fill this in. And now, there we go. Now it puts the excess in the chest like we want it to. Now this table is primed for 16 buckets worth of bog earth. And it will do it 2 at a time. That one's empty. This one has plenty of stuff in it. So that part is all done and working. So now I am going to go find a good spot for our first peat bog and get that set up and running. And I'm also going to set up the recipe for the bog earth, the bog-fired engine or peat-fired engine, whatever they're called, in our crafting system, because we'll be needing a lot of those coming up here. And I will be right back. And we're back. I think we're going to go ahead and put our peat farm, or our first peat bog rather, down here. It's pretty close to where our rubber tree farm is. That is, well, we still have to troubleshoot that particular problem, and down by our coke ovens. We're eventually most likely going to need a couple of these anyway, so this seems as good a place as any to put the first one down. So we'll go ahead and start by putting the peat bog here and get our ender chests out of here because we're gonna need those. And I think the way I want to do this, just trying to clear out some of those so they're out of my way. I think the way we want to do this is we want to have our supply chest. Let's say our supply chest is going to be here, and then the harvester, and it's going to put the finished peat bars here, and it should dump that into just like that. And then we need supplier and provider pipes. We're going to put a supplier pipe here and a provider pipe here. And we're going to tell it, first we need to tell it that this is, let's see, make sure I do the right one. Our supply is brown first. So grab a stack of this, and we're going to tell it that we want to keep 4 stacks, and partial requests are okay. And now our output chest is going to be brown in the middle. So there we go, it's loading this chest up. Go ahead and stick that back in. And you can see that it's also being refilled automatically. So we don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about this ever running out of material, which is really cool. So there's that getting filled up. This should, when it's turned on, should push the peat bars into this chest. And I've got some redstone engines, I've got a wooden conductive pipe, I've got levers. Now, I think I also have some gold conductive pipe. So we're going to stick those there. We're going to put some pipes coming up off of the top of this, and we'll come this way. And we're going to put our wooden conductive pipe right here. And then we'll surround that, not there. Turn it that way. We're going to surround it with redstone engines to start, because we don't have any peat bars yet. turn it on. And now what this should do, if we have this set up right, is it should build out the peat farm. And I'm hoping that I have this far enough away from the rubber trees over here, but we'll find out. And is it working? I hate these redstone engines. I may actually have to go grab a steam engine or two in order to get this thing started, because I don't see it actually doing anything yet. Or, alternatively, I may have to fill in the ground a little bit, because it may not like this lower section here. I think what I'm going to do first is go get some steam engines so that we can use the steam engines to get it started. Okay, actually, we can just hop over here, and as long as the teleport pipe hasn't broken, we can go like this, and that's not the engine I want. No. No. I thought for sure I'd put steam engines in here. Well, that's annoying. Of course, you know what I really need to do is, instead of jumping through all of the hoops with this, I really should just get the whole electrical system with the Railcraft energy transfer done. I don't even see these guys actually injecting power. Oh, there is just a tiny, tiny bit. Is that pipe going the right direction? Must be. It can't go any other way. Huh. Let's try Plan B. Okay, why aren't you working? Turn on engine. Or is that engine just not produce enough power to... Oh, there it goes. I say, is it not produce enough power to charge that at all? Are you doing anything? Let's take this one and stick it on there too. Huh. I don't remember these engines being, and machines being such a pain before. I don't see anything happening so far. And he has plenty of peat earth to, or bog earth to work. So what is his problem? Okay, I'm going to do some troubleshooting and I will be right back. And we're back. As you can see, it started to actually lay down the bog earth. Obviously, the redstone engines are just not going to produce enough power for these, for the peat farms, for the peat bogs. So right now, it's just laying out all of the bog earth it needs to get started. I'm kind of curious to see what it does with this low area that we have here, if it's going to fill in underneath of it automatically, or if we need to come back and fill underneath of it. Looks like we might have to do the filling for it. And I don't really have the resources on hand to do so. I guess my biggest question mark here is what's going to happen with the water, because it puts the water down, and obviously that's not going to work very well when there's a hole underneath of it. So this should be interesting to see. This side doesn't actually have a hole under it. Then we'll also need to set up our nifty... did I put water there? Interesting. Water that is held up by nothing. So anyway, now we have our peat farm working, our peat bog. So we'll start collecting peat bars out of this, and they should end up in this chest right here. Once we start getting some peat bars stocked up, I can take these engines out of the way. Come on. Once we get some peat bars on hand, then we will replace these engines with I think a single peat engine will be sufficient to keep it running. And then we'll replace the engine down there with the peat-fired engine and hook it up so that it can draw peat bars out of this chest. And this should be... So yeah, this is maintaining our supply of peat bars, bog earth. And yeah, everything is working the way it's supposed to. So apparently I just need to be supplying a whole lot more power than I have been. Oh, one of these started flowing. Apparently when I was going through them, it's caused the block updates. So apparently it's fine until it gets a block update. So watch, if I go down through here, I bet it starts... Oh, hasn't yet. So I wonder what causes a block update for it. Let's see if we can at least block the water. There we go. At least put something under the blocks that have water, and we'll have to come back with dirt to fill in the rest properly, I think. So now that this thing is all done laying out the basic farm, the power load should be much lighter. And so now we just have to wait for some of this to mature so that we can actually see, actually make sure that the turbary, this other machine here, this machine right here, will harvest properly and put the bars into this ender chest. And then this will be ready to go, and we can get our peat fire engine hooked up. In fact, actually, we could... I'm betting that now that this is running, we don't need to have both steam engines, or both engines running. So we're going to hook this up. I think we can also do this... how do I want to do this? Just thinking here. I'm thinking that I want to move this chest. I want to put a light here. I want this ender chest to be here. And I want a peat-fired engine there. Want supplier and provider. Supplier is this one, provider is this one, and this should also take the ash back to this ender chest, and we will need to put a device somewhere that will take the ash and dispose of it properly. Now, once we get this all hooked up, I wonder if this might be part of my problem else on the others as well. Because the other ones don't have that connection attached to them. Okay, we have 1 bar of peat. So let's go ahead and we're going to request. Partial request's okay. We want to keep 16 bars of... No, we'll keep 8 bars of peat in this engine. There we go. I'm just trying to see what these cool things are. Harvest peat. Interesting. That's kind of cool. So it's generating... Interesting. I wonder what the... I kind of like the forestry stuff. The forestry engines look neat. So it looks like as this builds heat, then heats up, then this should increase. I shouldn't need that engine going anymore. Come on. So we'll take him out of the loop. Whoops, I took the lever off of my engine. So that's oh, it's still warm. We have power there. Have one spot that is now harvest and is currently earth. So the Peat Bog should get back to that and replace it with more bog earth shortly. We don't need levers on there. And we have some peat in there, in the engine right now. Some extra. It's slowly heating up even more. These engines will not explode to the best of my knowledge, so we don't have to worry about that. Give me just a second, I'm going to take a look at something real quick. Let's see. Just double checking that they don't explode. So they'll only produce 1 millijoule per tick, and but they are pretty efficient for it. And I don't see anything. How do I make that? There's also a bituminous peat that lasts, or that generates more energy, but that requires a whole bunch more stuff. We don't care about that. Throw my redstone around. So anyway, it looks like we have all of this working now. Yeah, that did not work like it was supposed to. We will take some of these and come this way, and this should give it a path for Earth to go out and over to the Ender chest. I guess I could probably also just move the Ender chest to right here, and it should work as well. Why? No sense in doing that. So, it looks like, as long as we don't run out of peat bars in this little farm, we should be in really good shape. And we may go ahead and, a little bit later, we'll probably put together a couple more of these farms, just so that we have a good supply of peat bars going. Once these get moving, and you can see there just another peat bar just came in. So I think we actually should be in good shape for a while. Let's go ahead and come down to our rubber farm. Take that out. Whoops, actually I still needed that lever. And let's go ahead and put in one of these. And let's see. Guess we will put... Do I have another ender chest on me? I seem to be out of ender chests. I thought I put stone under that. Oh geez, what a mess. What a mess. Take a quick look to make sure I didn't lose any torches. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we got earth is going this way. Looks like this is working quite nicely. We got 3 bars of peat now. Let's actually take one of these bars with us. And first we need to run over to our request pipe and pick up another ender chest. There we go, like so. Request one of these. Come on. So slow. There it is. And I may also need to... I'm guessing that this is not actually going to take care of the ash that these generate quite yet, but they don't generate a huge amount, so that's not going to be a big concern quite yet. Anyway, let's come back down here. We're going to stick this ender chest right here in the corner. We're going to color the middle one. We are going to put a supplier pipe and a provider pipe. Provider pipe here, supplier pipe there. And we are going to say partial requests are okay. And let's keep 8 peat bars on this engine. And put one of them in there, and let's see if we can get this little thing working right. Whoops. It moved. The tree tap was moving, so that's a start. Let's see. Rubber tree saplings are still there. The one thing I still have not gotten to work correctly is the rubber tree saplings don't seem to want to actually go into the arboretum when it's being sent in by the logistics pipes. Okay, so what do we do? What is this thing actually doing right now? This should be... I've seen the tree tap actually move. But I don't see anything actually changing here. I just saw it go up to green and then stop, and nothing seems to have actually happened. The trees have been cut down. Yeah. Go away, horse. So, apparently I still have some troubleshooting to do here. I thought that just the power bump would solve our problems. We are getting peat bars in there, so at least it will be powered. Well, the arboretum is actually working. I'm seeing stuff happen with the sand. Okay. I'm going to have to rearrange some of these devices to get them working properly, I think. Because I need a way to... I think I want to use the advanced insertion pipes to take the saplings out of the chest. And I also need a way of getting the hummus in there. Keeping the hummus supplied. Huh. And the tree tap appears to be doing things, but I don't see it going anywhere. Oh, come on, let me see this chest. I do see more wood in the chest, though, so at least that part seems to be working. Huh. Okay, well, progress anyway. I'm going to go ahead while I'm thinking about it, and I just saw the teleport tether on that machine. I'm going to go ahead and take a teleport tether up to the Peat Bog. And we're... Okay, why is dirt stopping there? That's not what it's supposed to do. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of reconstruction here. We're gonna move this ender chest. Yeah, we're gonna move this ender chest. So much stuff. We're gonna put it right here. And let's see if it will be more cooperative that way. Hey, look, this peat-fired engine is maxed out on heat. So he's pumping as fast as he can. And there's a bar. Looks like the other engine picked it up. So this is doing some stuff down here. I just don't know... I can't tell what is actually happening. And there's obviously something broken in the layout here. So I'm going to take a short break here and poke around at this tree farm, at the rubber farm, as I just about get slaughtered by a spider. Haha, got him. Showed him. Apparently I made the... I'll get... What is with this? Come on, go away, guys. Can't you see I'm trying to work here? I'm going to go ahead and try to get the rubber tree farm working properly. And I will be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that loud beep there. That was kind of weird. So I've been trying to troubleshoot this more and poked around. I got the arboretum to actually redo all of the hummus, but it seems like there is something wrong with the way that it is currently loaded that is causing it to not like the industrial craft rubber trees. Don't know what it is, but yeah, the arboretum just will. Is just refusing to plant those. I also ended up with a little bit of a mishap when I was troubleshooting it. I had switched to cheaty mode for. Oops, that card is off its track. I had switched to cheaty mode on not enough items, so that I could unload, or so I could test the other type of rubber tree sapling, and managed to delete my entire inventory and replace it with one of the loads that I'm using on my demo world. So I ended up having to recreate my inventory from the video. I didn't. You can look at the end of the video and what I have right now. You can see it's the same stuff. In fact, I actually dropped the enchants. I don't have the enchants on any of this stuff anymore, but it's all the same stuff. Anyway, I think we did actually accomplish a fair bit in this episode with getting the peat bogs up and running, and have all of the bits and pieces working now. We don't seem to be losing stuff on the ground this way. It's kind of a weird look, but hey, it works. I'm not going to complain. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good evening. This episode didn't turn out to be longer than I had expected, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!